Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Next Level Official Podcast. I am your host, New Face Games, alongside...
Yo, man, what's up? Speedy in the house.
Oh, my God.
Get some energy.
Bello, the only, Star Trek person here.
Hey, it's all good, man. We love Star Trek. We love Star Wars. We coexist in this environment, and that's okay,
That was recorded. He said he likes Star Trek.
You know, I don't mind it, man.
We're a couple of them.
You know, we all live under the same sun.
Right. Right.
So check
in
it
the
out,
universe.
So we're gonna start off. So we got some hot topics, nonetheless.
Literally,
this is gonna bring it literally. So we got reports of the Xbox Series X running hot but quiet.
How do you like yours, Palo? How do you like it? Do you like it hot and quiet, or loud and cool? I was trying to think of the other version of it.
and loud.
I don't want to burn these bellows, you know.
It's interesting that it's hot.
So here's the deal. So the first case that was reported was basically a French web TV that talked about their experience with the Xbox Series X. So they basically are stating that it was running hot. Now they're saying hotter than normal. Phil Spencer from Xbox has replied stating that it's not really that hot, but
what does that even mean? Like,
yeah, but let's think about it. Let's talk about it real quick.
I mean, you guys are in IT. What happens when systems get hot?
Yeah, I mean, it's long use, it's overuse. I mean, you're doing a lot.
They start failing,
Yes, I mean, they start failing, but
reduced performance.
Now, can I put some like bread and make some toast on it? Is it that hot?
So, I mean, from what I hear, no, it's not.
I use it as a griddle. I mean, it's pretty big.
I mean, it is, and I'm expecting the machine to output some heat. I mean, if I'm demanding some high performance from this bad boy, I'm expecting it to be hot. But here's my question. Here's my question to you guys.
A big ass fan.
But here's my question to you guys. Right? Your Xbox One gets hot. Your PlayStation 4 gets hot. Even my Nintendo Switch, when I play it and I feel it on the back, it gets hot. So what's the real complaint? I mean.
Is it hot or is it relative hot to, like, let's talk temperature wise? Like we talk about,
like Scoville units.
Yes.
Scoville units,
like,
really?
4,000. You're gonna be like that show.
New face getting Mr. Science on us. They're gonna
eat those chicken wings and start asking questions. Like the big thing is, like, this is a big investment, right, for most people, and so you're gonna want this shit to last, right? And if it's running fucking hot. And but it's quiet, guys. I don't give a shit because the TV's got on fucking blast, or I'm wearing a headset and it don't bother me. It bothers the rest of the family or your parents, right? So my concern is, like, he likes to wax over things, like, just like, oh, don't worry, gloss over. It's no big deal to you. We're going to talk about another subject too, that now he's like coming out of the closet and saying, oh, well, he's
coming out of the closet, the Xbox closet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, he likes to hide himself in these things. Like, I mean, Newface hit like he's quick to come out and make a comment, right? Because they had such a shitty launch that last time, and so now these boxes are in people's hands. So, like, we've been watching, people load times are like super fast now on this thing. It's pretty awesome.
No complaints about heat or
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I think you have a point, Speedy, just because of the fact, I was being a little nonchalant about it, but I think you have a really good point. Only because I think since this is the first time Microsoft has actually had a good launch, they kind of bamboozled us with the whole expansion deal, like after the fact. By the way, guys, you can only use these expansion packs if you want some more space. And it's like, how much is that going to be, Phil? It's just a couple of $100, guys. So it's like,
I watched a video on it the other day. Someone was talking about the expansion, and if you went for the cheap version and you weren't, because we're going to talk about 4K and 8K in a little bit, that that was 4K gaming wasn't going to be that important. You're rolling with the smaller system, the $299, right? And then now you have to buy a whole freaking terabyte to get on top of that. You're over the price of the high performance system, and all you're getting is like literally half a terabyte more at that point. And so I know COD, the Modern Warfare that we're playing, takes up a cajillion.
Jeez.
Like those updates for like every map is like 80 gigabytes. So you're really only going to be able to play so many. And
Yeah,
then
there's a small update. Funk.
yeah,
Like,
and then you got
Oh
to think
yeah,
about
bro,
it
they're
too, man.
bricks.
yeah.
If you got
My
data
computer
packs-
cries every time, bro.
Dude, I'm all noobs like,
Like-
dude, there's a new map. Let's play it. I'm like, all right. Yeah, I'll be able to play in 3.5 hours, 3 hours.
I can hear
29
Noob's
minutes
computer
now.
just screaming, just
Yeah.
click update.
I'm going around the
Yeah.
house turning off everyone's internet. I'm like, stop using it. Stop
Stop
using it.
using it. No more streaming for the day.
Daddy's
It's
got to
getting-
get his download.
It's getting to the point where I have to physically look at what games I have installed and say, do I play it? Do I play you enough? Do I play you? Okay, okay. If I need you, I'll
Is it really
reinstall
worth
you.
it?
But I gotta get rid of this. Gosh, you know. And yeah, man,
I-
it's to that point. So with it getting hot, well, let's just say when we get it in our hands, and we'll have to review and see if we can if we can match, you know, what we've been hearing, you know, because I think that's going to be a really big thing. But as it stands right now, I mean, we're kind of stuck, right? Because I mean, we've already got it. You know,
Yeah.
we pre-purchased it, so we got to wait for it to come in, see how
It's
is.
kind of a weird. It's a weird complaint. Like I said, you know, we've seen other people that actually have it in their hands as well, and I've heard nothing like
Yeah,
that it's overly hot, like a space heater in the corner.
well, I don't think it's like a space heater in the corner. I think they're just talking about like average wise temperature. It's running hotter than the other systems have been in the past. So I just hope it doesn't affect the longevity because we had placed, you know, the Xbox One for that PlayStation 4 generation for quite a bit. So like if they're planning on updating these systems and you buying, you know, more shit to slap in this thing like a computer, you know, hopefully it lasts. So
That's true.
we're gonna be over at Best Buy extending some warranties, man. We're gonna be like,
Yeah.
hey man,
Is that warranty still available?
can I get that next year warranty on it? Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Something's wrong with it. I don't
So-
know.
That's why I'm
So
just gonna
something else.
wait.
Yeah, man. So something else on the lines that I've also been talking about is ray tracing support has been spotty at best. 8K gaming is years away, if ever, from being a standard. So that was something that we read in an article, which I mean, 8K.
I understand.
I'm truly not even thinking 8K, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's
You
not a
can't
big
even
deal
tell
to
the
me.
difference. I mean, your eyes can't even.
Whoa.
Your eyes can't even support 8K, and you want
Whoa.
to. Yeah, no.
Dude, I can get at least 6K out of these bad boys unaltered.
Oh my
So
God.
I don't really care about the 8K. I mean, that's true. I mean, I truly feel when you're building a system, and if this is, you know, one of Microsoft's, you know, points that it's going to be 8K available, you know, they're probably gearing up for the future. And
It's
which it
available,
will
but
be.
not guaranteed.
Yeah, and I mean, I want a high performance system. I don't, you know, the 8K is.
The only problem I have with this is because this is part of their marketing battle with like that and PlayStation, right? They're talking about ray tracing, 8K, all this BS, and then like
Just
literally
put more tops on top of the Jenga.
after the very first waves of everything selling out, literally 3 weeks before the thing is supposed to show up, now he's like, well, you know, we're years away from 8K.
People actually got their hands on it, and they're
It
like,
may never even happen. So like that's my problem. Like if he had come out and said like, hey, you know, this generation is really 4K. Like I don't even game at 4K. Noob, do you game at 4K? You got a 4K monitor you're gaming with?
I mean, on my PlayStation, yes, I have one in the living room. but
in the living room. So Palo, do
yeah.
you do any 4K gaming?
And I will tell you
Yeah,
this:
I don't do any. I don't
there
do
is-
any. Like
so
I have
I'll
a
tell you
4K
this.
TV, but
when
Yeah.
when I play Xbox in the studio and I'm just chilling and I play, if I do take it to the
studio.
living
the
room,
studio.
there's a
This
big
guy.
difference, man. There's a big difference, you know.
like, I think visually
and I
there
can.
is.
It's more vibrant.
Yeah.
It's the pixels. I mean, the density. I mean, you can really tell
But that's when you
how
start
everything
fucking
changes.
PC gaming, you know, when you're trying
It
to really
is.
push
It's
that kind of stuff.
True.
And it is very close to it, and that's one thing I can vouch for is that, you know, the kind of graphics that you get, you know, from PC are completely stellar. And 4K gaming on a console, it's pretty damn good, and it's extremely noticeable. It's a night and day difference, man. So as opposed to 8K, was it wrong of him to, you know, talk about, you know, 8K support when it's truly it's not a tangible, you know, tech right now? Yes. But I mean, I think people expect. I don't know. I kind of when I first heard 8K gaming, I was like, are there even fucking is 8K even a thing?
There's
like,
a handful of 8K TVs that they're pushing, like Samsung is pushing.
Yeah,
but
those TVs are probably ungodly.
Oh yeah, they're unsightly. They're stupid.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw one where they were doing like, hey, you can get this and Samsung service for a small price. Like they're financing the television, not Best Buy or anyone. But
yeah,
my thing is like, don't come out and give us marketing bullshit, right? Let's be real. There's not even a lot of games that run at 60 frames per second in 4K. So stop telling us these little pipe dreams that you're gonna have, and then literally 3 weeks before the launch, go, the industry as a whole isn't ready for 8K, which it's an honest statement, but your bullshit marketing has been telling people that it's 4K, 8K-ish. And so it's
I don't see 8K-ish on the box. Do I see this 4K ready 8K-ish?
They shouldn't even mention the whole 8K. I mean, until you can fix the TVs, until you can fix the storage, until you can fix the
dude, can you imagine what
gaming consoles that can actually push all of that and it's affordable? Don't even talk about it.
Yeah, so like...
Yeah, exactly. I feel that. Totally.
That's what just kind of irritates me about him. I think he oversells a lot of shit. And so the stuff they've been delivering with, like, I'm really interested in seeing what this Game Pass is going to look like starting in November. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the system itself, like just the whole idea of this next movement into it, what they've been incorporating. I think they've been listening to gamers in a lot of way. But I think he oversells shit constantly. Like, he oversold Halo, and then Halo fucking flopped.
He's a car salesman, man. He's a car salesman.
Like he did the same shit with Xbox One. Like, this is like
so speaking of which,
general world of it.
Yeah. So speaking of which, let me just throw this in here really quick because this is a really good topic since we're all on this whole discussion with Xbox and Phil Spencer. And we talked, I believe, a couple of episodes ago about GameStop's longevity, right? Mm-hmm. Just their whole dynamic, the GameStop environment, how they, getting ready to close 400 stores. So now recently, Phil Spencer announced that they have a partnership with GameStop for 4 years, which is multi-year deal, which in fact, he said doesn't know if that's going to make or break GameStop, right? Because, I mean, that's a deal for them, but they still have to, make their quota or whatever it is to keep themselves afloat. But this is a huge game changer in which now the GameStop environment is gonna basically be cross-platform into the Xbox, right? Mm-hmm. And now GameStop are going to have the Surface Pro tablets. So they're not going to be, stationary registers. They're going to be able to actually be active out on the floor, talking to people, things like that. And apparently it's going to be grabbing your gaming data, right? Which is going to tell them once you get there, fucking who you are, what you like to play, what you play the most, like all this shit. So they can have like a whole dossier on you and offer you shit. So how do you feel about that? Like, it's kind of unnerving, right? Just because they're taking all the data, which granted is at your permission, right? When you want to go for it or not, whatever your deal is. But
is it even permission? Because like, if you want to use the service, you got to use it. Like,
right.
I'm calling it right now. Microsoft is going to buy GameStop. I'm going to call it right now.
That's a good assumption, being that this is what they're going for so far. But let me ask you this.
Broke at this point.
Okay, but let me ask you this.
Deciding for one, console.
Okay, but why buy a middleman? Because GameStop is not needed.
I think you hit it. Because
they can push their own brand to them.
I think you hit it 100%. It's the data. Like, the data is what's important to them.
Yep.
GameStop
It's just another source.
It's just another, like, think about it. Like the XFL that came out just a couple seasons ago, or I went to the very last game here in San Antonio, not knowing it was the last game, and basically they sold, like, the people who came in and bought it after it imploded didn't want the league. They wanted the gambling software and to own it. So it was the data that they were looking for. And so, like, in this instance, that's what Microsoft wants. Like, who's using Edge? Who's out there really using Edge, letting them get all their info? I think it's Payload. True. And so, like,
being forced.
So they want to hoard. They definitely
want your data
that data
because,
for,
like, now they
gamers.
They only
Right.
got stuff on you and what you download that's for free, right? And
Right.
maybe you buying stuff. Now they got data on everything. Like every time I go into Xbox, I mean,
Right,
into
but they don't.
GameStop,
But
they're
they
like,
don't need.
you saved $200
exposed
last
here.
year.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you a question though, because right now GameStop isn't doing as well because of the fact that a lot more people are buying digital versions. So why do they need GameStop when all they could do was use their own Microsoft and have data on the players who are
So
already
history,
part of the
bro.
platform?
It's all about history. Like in analytics, you got to have everything behind your buying patterns and stuff, so they'll know exactly what you're looking at. Like, how long have you been buying from GameStop? Like, you use GameStop. I know you used it.
I
back in
mean,
the
I
days.
honestly buy. I honestly, it's like one
Not talking
every.
about these last couple years. I'm just talking about in general,
Yeah.
like from the beginning. Like when you were gaming a
Yeah.
lot, you were at Xbox at the time. You were like, bro, I talked to this person at GameStop. I'm like,
You were the guy that had, hey man, I have a friend at GameStop. You
He
were
did.
that guy.
he did.
I bet.
I did.
He had a couple of them.
See?
He's
Yeah.
like, I'm like, dude, I can't find this disc.
Shout
He's
out
like,
to Laurel at GameStop.
He's
Al
like-
Oh my
McCoy,
God.
what up? What up?
They're not going to
The
be
girl always
watching
held
this.
it down.
He's like, right on Hildebrand
Awesome.
and so. No, I mean, like pretty much every game I've ever bought was through GameStop. Like, you know, every game I sold was at GameStop for the most part. And so like all that data is in there. And so they know like how long you have a game, when you sold it, you know, the value, the prices, what you accepted.
And then the
You know,
competitor
what
stuff as
seasons?
well. Like
Oh,
what
yeah,
competitor
so-
games you're buying.
And then they got all of PlayStation's data. They got all of Nintendo's data. So I think the data is more important to them.
more
really.
valuable.
That's
to them.
definitely true.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I totally agree with that.
We live in an information world. Come on.
That's true. It's an information highway.
We got Cyberpunk coming out next month. Like, hopefully.
Are we all going Xbox? Have we decided?
Yeah,
we're all going
probably
Xbox, correct?
Probably going next.
All right. All right.
And that was also news
Watch
that came
Bello.
out.
Watch Bello be the one who's like, guys, I got a PlayStation. Guess what's the first game I bought?
No.
Cyberpunk.
No.
And that was also news that came out with this past week. That
I need a
we didn't
code.
have on here. That Cyberpunk went gold. So we should be getting it.
It better fucking deliver, bro.
So,
I'm
Speedy
expecting
Speedy and Noob will be
amazing-
playing it.
No, you know
I'm
what
waiting
it's
for
gonna,
that
you know what it's gonna
code.
be like? Everyone's gonna be
Oh my
all
God.
jizzing for Keanu. And then
Keanu.
He's gonna be the only good thing about that game. And then it's gonna
He's
be
gonna
like
be in there for like 5 seconds, and that's
Yeah.
like, that's it.
Yeah,
we're
it's
gonna be
a
I
cameo.
finally saw Keanu.
So that's gonna be funny, man. So
Dude, you know, if he was in that, I really wanted him really to play Johnny Mnemonic in the whole cyberpunk kind of world.
my
oh,
God.
like that would have been awesome, dude.
Dude, how
that would have
cool
been
would that
really
been?
awesome.
Okay.
That would have been really awesome. Johnny Mnemonic was like
Dude, I would rather because everyone
was
knows
such
him.
a good flick.
Everyone
You guys
knows
are
him
so
like it's
old.
John Wick, right?
Yeah,
And like Johnny Mnemonic fits right into this world, man. So
I know.
That's what I would have loved to have seen, like that character.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor's acting
Like
like
all-
he don't know who the hell we're talking about.
I
If you know,
man.
drop a comment. Drop a comment.
Yeah, drop a like. Want to see some hearts.
They're like, what's
So-
Johnny Mnemonic, guys?
So we also have some other cool games that actually Speedy and I have played, and this is a new game called Genshin Impact, and it's basically a role-playing game. It's got 4 players. It's released on Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, Android, and iOS. Thing is currently there's no controller support right now for iOS, iPad. It's no cross save. So if you guys are currently playing it or thinking about playing that game, just be careful. There's no cross saving. I think personally between Speedy and I think we're going the Windows route.
Yeah, this game's like just popped up. You've seen it kind of head out like a wildfire heading out there, kind of like how Among Us had a revision, new revival, and everyone started playing that bad game.
Mhm.
A bad game. It was a good game. It's just
Bad as in good, guys.
and New Face got a really good story about it.
I got a victory. I
He's
got
a total
victory.
liar. If you see
You
him on
do.
there,
Complete and utter
Dude,
liars.
I'm not gonna lie.
effing lying every moment that comes
I
out of
wanna
his
show my
mouth.
That's my victory.
Oh my
That's my
God.
victory. Dude, I
Did you
that was
copy
my
and paste that?
I did. That was my first game I ever played, bro, and I lied my ass off to victory, and it was hilarious. It was.
He's out killing
Such a
people
liar.
and lying.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now. If anybody's thinking about playing Among Us, be the first person to say something. Be the first person to fucking say something. Even if somebody saw you, turn it around immediately. And it God, it worked. Oh, it was so good, man.
So, The game is funny, but
It is. It's really good. So with Genshin Impact,
it's like most people kind of describe it as ultimate open world kind of adventure kind of deal. I think of it like Breath of the Wild. There's been a lot of like speculation and talk and like how much and how close it is to Breath of the Wild. It's got that like anime kind of swipe to the whole game itself. So like while it has that same kind of colors and textures, you know, it's got girls running around in like stockings really high and you know,
that's like the anime thing, you know.
That is the anime
thing.
Funny, so that's what I'm saying.
So the anime thing, you know, which
that's why you like it.
That's why it's got that anime swipe to it. Like all those characters have that like, sexual, you know, characterization of them, and so. But the game is really fun. iOS and you know even on Android, the only thing I dislike is not having the controller support. So you know. That's why we play it on Windows. And if you play it on PlayStation, you can play it on PlayStation also, but PlayStation, you don't have the login because it's attached to your user ID. So just know that there's no cross-play that's associated, cross-saves that are associated with it. And then you are able to actually team up with other members once you hit adventure level 16.
It has to be your adventure rank because you do have a level
and you
do have an adventure rank.
You gotta put some time into play it. So it's exciting. We've been playing. I've been enjoying it. The game itself, I mean, it's free. So it's like Breath of the Wild, free.
Free?
Yeah.
Free.
It's a free game. And,
my favorite number.
It is heavily driven on the microtransactions. I have not come across it yet. I don't know. Speedy's probably further than I am. But I will say the game is definitely enjoyable, and I do see it to the point to where when the microtransactions do come into play, it may be a crossroad for some people to see if it's something they'd want to invest in. You know, being that they decide to play long term or not. But it seems like a really good investment. I mean, you know, there's so many.
As long as the transactions aren't play to win, I'm all right with it. Like whenever they're play to win, that's when it's annoying.
Okay if it was just for like cosmetic or
cosmetic or like even an expansion of certain areas, like if you really wanted to, because you know, and you're playing a lot for free. So
yeah, I mean it's an RPG, yeah. So definitely open world game, you know, with a lot of choices and a lot of things to do. So definitely when it comes to that point to maybe, you know, get some add-ons, you know, or you want to go, you know, let's go check out a different dungeon and we, you know, just gotta buy it. It's like $2.99. You know, it's whatever. You know, that's when you think about it. But I will say this, and I think
toilet money
hit it right on the head. It's
toilet money.
Toilet money.
I need
you
my
look in your toilet and see dollar bills.
When you're playing it on the toilet, just sell a cookie. You got a cookie, $2.99. I've seen
he sells $3.99, bro. He's expensive.
That's what I'm saying. He sells
Quality.
Sells one. He gets it.
So the cool thing about it is the graphics are really good. It's very smooth. It has like a really good story so far. We've really enjoyed it, and it kind of seems like, especially for people starting out, even though it's free, it really gives you a big push in the right direction. You get loaded with, you know, currency, items. There's things you can do as far as leveling up your character, so you kind of get the gist of what to do, how to do it. There is a different level ranking, and then your adventure rank. So your adventure rank needs to be level 16 before you can attempt to join parties, invite other people, co-op, that kind of thing. So just know that you'll definitely have to put in a little time before you get to that step, but it's fun and it's worthy. So if you're a person who likes RPG and you like anime and you like lingerie, do it.
What?
Lace doesn't like
lace. That's why you're at such high level, right? You play that potty time, you know.
Hey, you know, when you got to go, right?
He's in there for long periods of time. That's what happens.
I've always
it's
done
like
that.
20 to 40
life.
minutes.
It's thorough.
No, if you've seen his shorts, he's not thorough at all.
Wow, been outed.
No, it's been outed.
But you got to think, man, like every time I'm on the pot for that long, my legs get numb. I'm like,
oh my God.
Your legs get numb.
There's something wrong with your toilet, man.
Can't feel my legs.
You start walking out the bathroom like a newborn deer.
I look like a zombie. I'm all walking out. My foot doesn't work. It is just like
you're like a dough.
It's like
just coming out.
Exactly. It's like,
how was it? Like, you just crumble.
Like, give me 5 minutes to regain blood flow.
Oh, drop a deuce, not drop your soul, bro.
So here's what we're gonna do, man. Because
thorough.
Halloween is upon us, we're gonna start doing something different, and we're gonna start talking about some Halloween top 5. So this episode, I'm gonna go ahead and do my top 5.
You're
And we're
gonna
gonna
get
start
to
with
know
horror
me.
games. You're gonna get to know me, all right? The horror
No.
side of me, okay?
We're gonna open
and
up
then,
like a flower.
You can skip
for our
forward, people.
viewers.
Just skip forward.
yeah,
It's just,
and
it's-
and just so we know, next episode is going to be Bello. So he's gonna show us his top 5. So
His
it's going to
top
be really
1.
awesome.
Yeah, I have a
Ish,
top. If we had
ish,
top 5,
Ish.
it's not
right?
all games like Speedy and Noob here that have
Well,
no
this
life
one. Well,
other
we're
than
doing
games.
we're doing top games and top 5
Spread out,
movies,
man. I'm spread out everywhere.
like Corona.
He's the
So here we go,
That's
guys.
wrong. That was wrong.
I know. Yeah.
I'm like a
So here we
fellow
go,
in the
guys.
wind.
Here's my top 5. Okay, number 5 for
Number
me
5.
on the horror games is going to be Resident Evil original PlayStation. Now I chose that one because it was a really good steeple in horror, and I think it was one of the first really good horror games, especially for PlayStation. Right, PlayStation was like the first system that introduced that whole 3D kind of vibe. So I thought that was really cool. So my top 4 is going to be Doom 3. Thought Doom 3 was amazing. I really enjoyed it.
I like Doom.
Doom was
That,
amazing.
like those jump scares coming out.
Yes,
kinda deal.
yes,
Super
yes. And
dark.
and
I'm surprised that's your number 4. I mean, you're not.
What would you?
I'm just saying. Slip that in because you don't do
Sounds
jump
like-
scare. To me, to my knowledge, you don't do jump scare.
Oh,
Bro, let me tell you, I streamed Resident Evil 6. I think that's the most recent one. I streamed that one, and dude, I jump scare. Oh yeah, dude, I jump scare easy, bro. Like I was on edge, man. I was on edge. If you could have had a camera when Speedy and I were playing Dead by Daylight, bro, I literally played sideways like this so I can see the door because I was getting freaked out, bro. I was getting really freaked out because we would be fixing a generator, and he's like, he's behind you, and I'm like, oh god, like, dude.
that game's gonna make it on my list, not because I'm freaked out by it, but just like the amount of like tension that's around it. It's a funny game.
Yes. So my
that one day.
My number 3 is going to be Parasite Eve on the original PlayStation. So I don't know if you guys
I've never played this one.
Parasite Eve was awesome. It revolved around this this girl. I think her name was Blythe or something like that, but she was a detective, and there's this like spirit that basically comes back, but it's a parasite, but grows and forms into this like demon, and it's like this prophetic kind of thing, and it's really awesome, man. There was like Parasite Eve 1 and 2, I believe. I don't know if there's a third one, but great series. Loved it, and that definitely made my top 3. My number 2 is Friday the 13th NES. You know, I mean, that's like that to me in our time.
Palo, have you played this game? Have you played it?
Bro, you're missing out,
bro.
man.
I was poor,
I mean,
bro.
dude,
You know, I was looking had Duck Hunt, man.
I had Noob. I
didn't even have the gun, man.
I went
You
to
know,
Noob.
dude. Yeah,
Dude,
we.
I remember playing this one with you.
Man, Noob had that fat money, man. That fat 80s, 90s money.
No, so my dad, you know,
thick.
hey, that let's, lucky enough, man, when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of money either, but my dad, he had friends that had like hot stuff. So and my dad had deals, and he was able to get games, and and that's how we got him. Yeah, it wasn't full price, bro. Hell no, man.
Cops are showing up right now.
Yeah, so I mean,
I don't even know where those things are anymore.
Yeah, so
I love that game, dude.
So man, that game had that horror, man. It was, and the funny thing about,
I need to look it up.
You do, dude, because it was a lot of fun.
You cannot compare it
to.
You can't compare it to like now. Like you have to compare it like in the year, because this one made my list too, and like it scared the shit out of me when we were playing it. You know,
it's so simple, but that's the enjoyable part about it, especially when Jason comes out. It's just very simple, and it's in its execution, and he just jumps out, bro. Like,
It's
just
like-
he's just there.
This is an 8-bit world. Like, you know, when you're going around the track, it was all right. Like, it wasn't that scary. But like when you go into the room and it's like those, you know,
Yeah,
old
when you-
Doom style, like, you know, you pan left and it was just like, you know, square box, and you know he's in the cabin somewhere, and you're like
Yeah,
going around each room just looking.
yeah,
It's all 8-bit.
Hit out of
And
it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
and it's because
I mean,
that's the fun
8-bit
part
was
about
the
it. Because
shit back then.
yeah, I mean, it's not in an environment where you can, like, if you're going into the room where you can like walk to like the nightstand or walk to the bed or walk to the closet. It wasn't like that. It's so basic because it's 8-bit, but by the same token, just the way they did it was so creative, because when you go into a cabin, it gave you like this first person view, right? But everything was slow. So every time you turned to the right, it would like load slow. But if Jason was there, all you heard was, you'd see him and you'd hear bung dung dung dung. Like, it was like this cheesy music, but bro, he was in your face and you were like, oh God, shit, that's Jason.
And then you're like,
dude. Yeah, dude, you were trying to duck and like
Oh
and
my god.
dude, it's one of my best memories playing this game. Like, when you think about all the NES games that he and I played all through our youth, this game, well, we'd be there
So
like
what could
literally
top-
at like
what could
1 o'clock
top
in the morning
Friday the
playing this
13th?
shit. Playing
so
this shit. Yeah.
top of the list, bro. Top of the list, guys, is Silent Hill 2, PlayStation 2. To me, when I first got my PlayStation 2, there was a ton of good games. Something honestly was telling me, bro, you really need to play Silent Hill 2. It was a horror game, and I loved the first one on PlayStation, and just the transition of graphics really got me, right? Because you know, just how better they were, and you know, back in that day for PlayStation 2, it looked pretty damn real. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. My first game is gonna be Silent Hill 2. So when I got it and I played it, blown away. The story, the subtlety of the creepiness, and even just like some of the hardcore stuff that you come across in that game, as far as like just the ambiance and just the horror aspect itself, was spot on. I've never honestly played a game like that since.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love
Because
Silent Hill 2.
The two that I could always compare to was like, it was like Resident Evil and Silent Hill. It was just like one or the other. You know?
Well, Silent Hill
Yeah.
2, what really got me was Pyramid Head. His introduction,
Yes.
his
Man.
That's true.
introduction, and just his presence in that game really amped that fear that you had, you know, because he was right behind you, and you would just hear that freaking big ass knife, you know, just drug across the ground, and it was awesome, man.
I remember that game. I remember that.
Yeah,
game.
dude, it was like it to me. This is probably the top of my list too. Like, it was super freaky. Just the idea of like, and you see underlyings of this like in other things that have come out, right? And I won't necessarily came from it, but like you talk about like Stranger Things, like the underworld, like
Yes.
that
Yeah.
parallel universe that's going on. This is what that was like. You know, you're going to this town, this, you know, podunk town in the middle of nowhere, and like these parallel universes as you're going through areas. It was just super freaky for the time that it came out. And like Pyramid Head was like one of the like freakiest character. Like I think
yes.
like the introduction of him, like when the first time I saw like Hellraiser, like that kind of like, you know, demonic kind of underworld that was into it.
Yeah.
So I think this is the reason why like this game is always going to be top of my list for scariness. And like it's one of those other few games that like the first version that came out, like, you know, it doesn't suffer from that sophomore slump, right? It is a badass game by itself. Like it's
a cruel summer.
Yeah.
Cruel summer. Don't sing it. Please don't sing it. We're gonna
I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted right now.
So, but it was really good, and I think it holds its own. Like
today, I think it still holds its weight.
I have not had another game experience like where you're involved in that type of world. Like, I've been scared by things jumping out and freaked out,
right?
But like just the overall tension of the game, like how it was going when you're playing through it.
Yeah,
that's why I want to like a lot of the
freaky
horror games like nowadays, because it's
You're
all
scared?
about the jump scare. Well, it's all about the jump scare. Give me a good like old school.
But I mean, why don't you play one?
I'm telling you,
There's
bro.
nothing out.
Get on Dead by Daylight with us, because like, the game is simple enough.
You were playing Destiny the other night.
You were right next to me.
I know.
You were right next to me.
I know.
The
I'm not denying it.
there's a tension that builds in that game. Like we're talking about Halloween stuff. Like if you haven't had out there and you have the pass, get it. You know, this game's been out for a while, but it's had this resurgence with the pass. Like like Noob can talk about it, man. Like you start getting freaked out when you're there, and your heart starts beating, and you're like, you know, the killer is somewhere near you, and then you get a glimpse of him, and you're like hiding in a corner trying to get the killer to go by, and then when they start chasing your ass, you're like running all over the place, man.
What freaks me out the most in Dead by Daylight is when you're running away from somebody and you know he's behind you. You just don't know how far back behind you he is. But then you get hit and you're like, and you're like, oh God. And dude, you're just trying to run away, bro. And it sucks.
You're like hiding behind stuff. Dude,
and you're like wounded and shit. Oh man.
I've been playing instead of the survivor side, I've been playing the killer side. And so I bought since the game's free, and it's been out for a while, they've done a really good job with licensing with all the horror stuff that's out there. And so
Pyramid Head is one of the guys.
He is one. There's a Silent Hill version of it. And so there's also a Halloween version of it. And so I picked up The Shape, Michael Myers, and dude, I love him, man. Like,
really?
Because he gains his power by staring at you. And so like he has like 3 levels. And so like as he sees, like I don't roll up on people. And like his terror radius, what they call, is so small. Like people don't know he's there until he's there. And I mean that's just classic, you know, Halloween Michael Myers. Like he's just standing there in that closet, and you don't even know, and he's just like looking at you the whole time. But you have to stare at people, and you like pull this power, and it helps your levels go up. And when you reach a level 2, you move faster. So like I'll be chasing someone, and I'll just stop and stare, and then as they're like running around, like I can see where they're going, and I'm just pulling all this power. And then when you reach level 3, it's an instant strike. Like his knife goes up, and then he just slices you once, and you fall down. So
man,
start hooking bitches.
Sounds
Dude,
like they've integrated them well into the game.
I had these. I hooked one inside the cellar, and all his friends came and like tried to bum rush me, and I hit level 3 because all 3 of them right there, and I was just staring at all 3 as they were running past me. Came up with a knife strike, and I was like, boom, 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 boom. I got everybody, and I just hooked them all, and I was just standing there watching them. I was all walking up to them, looking at them, slicing at them, and then they all died. He was so creepy, dude. I wish I recorded it. It was
like, you need to next time, man.
I was like, oh. But I mean, the game is
awesome,
creepy. Like they got all the killers. Like I played the other day, and this was because someone was on Switch. Freddy Krueger. There were Freddy Krueger, and like he has some different things to it, and basically he'll put you in a dream state. So like everything kind of looks like, you know, that dream state from Friday the 13th. And then when he gets closer, your heart doesn't beat. You hear the little kids singing 1, 2.
Oh, that's messed up.
So like it is
so
super
messed up.
creepy, dude.
Dude,
I don't want to be on video for that.
Dude,
we're gonna have to record. We're gonna have to do record.
Is the creepiest one I've played against because it's just like you hear just 1, 2. I'm like, whoa, and I'm like running, and so like there's an alarm clock somewhere on the map, and you got to go to it and like put your hands next to it and bring it to your face, and you'll come out of the dream state, and so he won't be able to transport close to you anymore when he's not in that Freddy thing. But like,
dude, that's pretty cool. So they put a lot of effort into like
dude, this one's really creepy because it's just like it. Because like if you're working on a generator, he can teleport to a generator when you're in that dream state, but you get a notice because the generator starts shooting out blood. And like all this blood starts shooting out of the generator because he's teleporting to it. And so then you can run away quickly. But dude,
that's crazy, dude.
Super.
We definitely got to do some videos, man. So be on the lookout, guys. If you're listening, that Speedy's gonna put up, and we'll get Bello's reaction for sure. Oh god, so it's gonna be really good. But up on some entertainment news, we do have some Star Trek universe stuff, and I think we're gonna give that to our Star Trek guru, Mr. Pello himself.
Yeah, Star Trek senior correspondent. Senior correspondent Pello is coming to the mic.
Yeah.
So what do we got, man? What's on the horizon?
We made a deal that you guys let me get to talk about Star Trek at least one time, every month.
We're gonna have to redo that contract.
I'm trying to squeeze in everything. So as everybody found out, Kate Mulgrew, I think I said her name wrong, but she's coming back as Captain Janeway. But it's gonna be for a Nickelodeon animated.
I heard she never left.
No, she was always there. I mean, she did the Pink whatever jail TV show, and now she's coming back. She's gonna be going in Star
Orange is the
Trek
New Black?
Prodigy. Yeah, I guess that's what it's called.
Was
She was a
Orange?
cook. She was a cook
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, she's a
Oh,
cook,
was
bro.
she really? I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
watch that again, dude. I did not know it was her.
You watched the whole thing and didn't realize. See, I know.
I just watched it for the nudies.
And here I am talking about a Nickelodeon show. You know.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
So she's gonna be back. So she's gonna be a part of the animated series.
It's an animated series on Nickelodeon. It's called Star Trek Prodigy. So what exactly they're still not saying exactly. Speaking
Sounds
of
like Star Trek propaganda to me, noob.
it's not Star Trek. It's not Star Trek propaganda.
We're gonna have to start a petition against this.
Oh my god. Do we have any Star Wars news? No. You guys have
No.
I mean, you have Mandalorian, but Noob's
So-
never gonna catch
So,
up.
do you think
I'm
this
gonna
is gonna
catch up
be
on that.
on the
Season 2's
level
already
of?
gonna come out.
Well, I'm gonna. What I'm honestly gonna do is right before I know season 2 is gonna come out, I'm gonna watch the first season all over again
Lies.
because I do what
So
I say.
you're
I'm
gonna
do.
watch the?
You need to finish it in the first place.
Well,
You
no.
can't
I
watch
mean,
it all
I'm not-
over again if you haven't
Well-
seen it.
Well, no, I am gonna watch it all over. So I've seen the episodes, but because it's been so long, I'm just gonna recap and just do everything all over again. Get into the Mandalorian mood, with my juice nuggets, and then
Again with the juice nuggets.
binge watch, season 2, and probably be finished, in a day.
Why are you so against juice nuggets?
What is wrong with you, Ralph?
Because they're gross.
Nothing is wrong with nuggets having cheese. It's just a natural thing. It's a natural thing. Natural.
We're
In
going
fact,
on
it's
further
a
with
delicacy
some more
in
Star
some
Trek
countries.
news before I get
Yeah.
cut off by these.
In
two.
Japan,
Oh, here we
it's
go.
it's sought after.
Shut up.
What else? Star Trek.
What
So-
else Star Trek? So Lower Decks just had their season finale this past week, and going.
Did you
into
watch it?
next week- Yes, of course I.
How many
watched
episodes
it.
did they have? Like,
At
I
10.
watched the first 4. Okay, so I got a
10.
couple more to catch up on.
They're all
Okay.
there. They're all there. They just had their season finale.
It's a good show. I mean, I enjoy it.
And
It's a
how
good
do you
show.
like it? How do you like
I
it?
like
Bella?
so for the first season, I really liked it. I guess the only thing that I would have not against it, but just with
you
it
can
is
say
that
it. You can say
people
it.
like Speedy and Noob who don't know Next Generation original series.
I know
Deep
Next
Space Nine.
Generation. I don't know all the other.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't know, like, even a little bit of what went on, like some of the alien races, like, you're not going to catch all of the, the little Easter eggs, and you're not going to catch all of that. That gives you, like, the whole nostalgia thing. So, but, with it ending this past week, this coming up week, we're going to have Star Trek Discovery Season 3. And that's going to be on October the 15th.
It was on
that's gonna be
CBS, right?
Yeah, CBS All Access, and I think that they were talking about it a while back that they were going to bring in it to actual television, but I never heard anything past that. So as far as I know, it's still going to be just on CBS All Access.
Cool.
So it's going to be.
I like it that way too, because like you can have direct access. You don't have to wait for it to show up on television for you to get to that episode. And then the fact is that I think a lot of people are more transitioning away from traditional TV in general.
a lot of people.
And so that's why you have, all these, like there's like a million streaming services and everyone wants your $5 or $9, right?
Right.
To do it. So if I think like
even the
if you
CBS
really
All
enjoy it,
Access has I think they're changing their name to Paramount Pictures or something. Like that.
okay.
So
So maybe consolidate some stuff together for it.
Right. So they're gonna have the movies, and they're gonna have on anything like that was produced, made with Paramount. So, but that's gonna be coming up. I'm gonna be watching Discovery. Are you guys gonna be watching Discovery?
I mean,
Probably. not.
Bello, I only have so much room for quality
Oh,
TV
my God.
in my life, and
I think you should
Here's
trade in
where-
some of
here-
that Destiny
skip
time.
season 1.
Here's-
Skip
I
season
think
one.
I
you
think
go
you
to
should-
here's
season
where-
2.
look,
Trade in some of that
here's-
Destiny time.
here's how easy it is. This is where quality TV begins. Okay,
Oh.
and like Star Trek is like. See where I'm
Look
looking?
at see. At least I give Star Wars a chance.
There's no chance.
I
to be
watched The
given.
Mandalorian. I've watched the movies.
The only
I
Star
wanna-
Wars that I can be like, it's episode 1. Other than that,
You know,
everything else is great.
fellow, it doesn't count if you're watching Star Wars with the bitter pill in your mouth. Okay, and you're just constantly watching like this.
Ditto.
Get some of those juice nuggets. They help.
Yeah, it's just yeah. No, I actually, man, for real, I'm definitely gonna check it out, and I do have to catch up on that because, in all honesty, that's a lot of TV, bro. And I watched The Boys. Like I'm dedicated to watching The Boys.
You don't watch The Boys. You didn't watch the season finale, and we can't talk about it because Speedy doesn't want to talk about it because he doesn't watch it either.
I watched it. I finished it. I'm up to date, bro.
What happened? Spoiler warning.
We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it.
Because you didn't watch it.
Yes, I did.
Next episode.
Why are you making me doubt myself? You're literally making me doubt myself. Like, I'm like, what did I watch? Did I rewatch the same episode?
I watched it. I watched it.
I watched it.
I watched it. And the season finale.
Let me just give you one key word to let you know that I watched it. Stormfront.
That doesn't give me nothing.
Homelander.
You know what that means.
Homelander.
Okay? So that was amazing. So yeah,
Dude,
man.
see,
Yeah, I'm
Homelander-
definitely going to check it out. But we have a lot of news to cover. So we definitely have something with Spider-Man 3 coming up. So we have Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx returning as Electro. So he's basically going to pick up the same character that was introduced in The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield as Electro. So he didn't die. So hopefully he's going to be coming back into Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And
that's kind
there's
of the
also
introduction of the spider multiverse there. Think about it.
So I don't. Oh,
is
man.
it a multiverse or is it just them like just trying to
character for right now?
Character, but they didn't want the old Spider-Man.
I think they're gonna do like a multiverse. That's me.
So personally, as much as I think a live action multiverse would be kind of interesting, I honestly think it would be utterly confusing and pointless. And I just honestly think it would be too much. And I'm saying this with the regard that I am a huge Andrew Garfield fan. I love his Spider-Man in particularly. I think his Spider-Man to me was the best.
Was he the one that liked lasagna?
Continuing.
Well, hey, look, because we're talking about Spider-Man 3, right? I had just seen this thing come up on IGN today. I was talking about should Kingpin make his MCU debut in Spider-Man 3, and they wanted Vincent, what's his name?
The Kingpin.
Yeah, to be the Kingpin. I think that would be funny.
Okay.
So, I mean, because they are
a lot of people in there. I mean, because they got Doctor Strange coming into it now as well.
So
yes,
I mean, a lot of people. Well,
I mean, look, I think what they're doing is they're trying to build up to the Sinister Six. I think that's what their goal is, right? They want to have that group. But my thing is do I feel having a multiverse of Spider-Man is good? No. They would have to be a really, really, really complicated, interesting story for them to make that work. Is it possible? Probably. Is it necessary? No. But having Daredevil, because they technically are in just the same place, it's not a multiverse kind of deal, that would work. That would be really interesting. And I would that would really be cool to see, like, Kingpin, maybe even Daredevil introduction or cameo would be really awesome. And I would really like for them if they did that, to have the same Daredevil guy from Netflix, because I liked that Daredevil. I thought it was good, man.
See, I didn't watch that one, so
I don't know why they.
It.
What? Oh well, it was
wow.
Good. I enjoyed it.
So much judgment in that face.
I thought he was a good Matt Murdock, man. I really, really, really did. He was cool. And I think a lot of his, I think what made, honestly, his performance really well was having a great supporting cast, like Vincent, Don Frio or Don Frio. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I could say his last name, so I didn't say it.
But he is
was
just
he the
amazing.
Kingpin?
He's the Kingpin. Yes.
Okay, so maybe I'll go back and watch. I just have a hard time watching sometimes on Netflix. Like, they start really strong and I get really, into it, and then it just like fades at some point in time with it. And like, even though this is not necessarily part of that, like the Green Arrow was kind of like that same kind of deal for me.
I never got into Green Arrow as much as I
enjoyed
really
the first couple, like the first season, and then it got just like it just got like it was just. I was just not interested. And so, like, when I see all the other ones, these side characters that they just don't have enough for. I'm just like, do I really want to spend the time? The Fleck effed up Daredevil for a
The
while,
Fleck.
so
Don't like
He
him
did,
as,
man. He did.
as an
He
actor.
did. And Jennifer Gardner
His
as
acting.
Elektra.
No, the movie was weak.
His
The
It
acting.
was
movie
from
alone
beginning
was
to end.
weak.
I mean,
I
it
mean,
was
let's
on
be
the
real,
on the
guys.
level of Nicolas Cage and Ghost Rider, bro. So it was
Yes,
like it was
agreed.
that level. It was that
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell's
And Green
bullseye, though.
Lantern.
Let's be real, though, guys. He was the best.
We know you got
I
to
mean,
wait
who-
for Colin Farrell.
Dude, who can kill somebody with a paper clip? That was interesting.
Baba Yaga.
the Baba
So
Yaga.
weak.
Kill him with a pencil. A fucking pencil. Pencil. John is a man of commitment. Focus.
So we got Mandalorian coming up this season. I'm excited. Who's excited?
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. I mean, it's
Bill, you didn't like it. You didn't like
No, I
anything
liked it.
about it.
I liked it. I didn't say anything bad about it. I'm not excited. Like, I'm.
I know. It's
I'm gonna
not.
go grab my Yoda plushie and go and sit and watch the whole thing.
But I will.
Why not?
I know you will. That thing is sticky.
Oh God, the ears are crusty.
Wow.
It happens. It happens.
Yikes.
What?
You're talking
What?
about me.
What?
Wow.
What?
Well, at least you have.
That's
on
what
the
happens
20
when you hang
have to
around
catch up
Speedy
on-
too long. That's what happens when you hang around him too long, man.
So you have to catch up on the 29th, and then
Never mind that.
and then you watch.
We also have
one.
WandaVision. So we have WandaVision that's being released, and this has been talked about for a really long time.
Yeah, they
and
they
it's
just put out a
finally-
trailer, but when?
I mean, they
Is
had
it
a trailer
in-
earlier. Like, it's interesting, just like the whole concept of it. Like,
I think
it's
they
different.
re-released the trailer like
It's
a year
different.
ago.
Yeah.
A year ago. That was a
It's the same-
teaser.
It's the same deal. So we don't know all too much about it other than it's just it seems like different eras that are lived between Vision and what's her name?
I'm wondering how. Like,
What was her name?
thought he
The
died.
Witch or something? Yeah, but I think
Yeah,
it's
Scarlet.
Scarlet Witch,
Scarlet, Scarlet Witch, right? So yeah, that's the whole thing. So Vision died, but what is this, a dream state type deal where maybe this is
No
see,
idea.
we don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
And I'm trying to
No
find
clue.
this. I'm just trying to find this article I was reading last night, and it was a director from The Watchmen was kind of basically just dumping on everything comic related, and he was saying like basically like comic related movies are like the bastardization of cinema. Like it is like
wow.
yeah, like that's my word, but like he used another word. I can't remember what it was, and basically he was just kind of like on. I can't remember who the director was that was talking shit about. Was it Martin
Scorsese,
right? He was
Scorsese,
talking,
yeah.
talking shit about it too.
Yeah, but then everybody started talking shit about his Irishman movie, you know,
yeah,
and it's like,
like
the same old
19
shit
hours
over and
later,
over.
it's
Yeah.
the same gangster movie. Like, oh, that's cinema. Like, give me a fucking
Yeah.
break. And
Yeah.
he was basically the Watchmen director was saying, the writer was saying that basically like he thinks like this is the worst thing to cinema because this stuff was made for children and this is an adult and is basically like dumbing down what real good cinema is. And I'm like, all cinema is
Take what you
just
can get.
is a story, man. Like half the stories in there are for kids. Like who's winning like pictures of the years, kid movies and stuff like it. I think they're upset because I think their passion projects are just being pushed to the side for money making products. And
Yep.
so like this
Yep.
is capitalism involved
In
with
its
that.
finest.
And it's finest because like as adults, you know, we're the people with the cash, right? And so if something comes out that's going to bring nostalgia to us, we're going to watch it. We're going to want to be part of it. And so that's what he was saying. Like, it has nothing to do with real cinema. They're not good movies. And like, I'd counter that. Like, I think a lot of them are very interesting. And just because they use an overlay of that, like case in point, you know, the Joker, that's based on comic, right?
Yeah.
But there was really nothing comic about that movie. And I thought that was an amazing movie. And the fact that it won showed you like how good it was. And I think
Yeah.
it pissed off all these little passion project, these little guys that
Artsy fartsy.
artsy fartsy or like Scorsese, like tell me what movie has he done that didn't have some kind of gangster fucking overlay to it? Like, I don't really
Yeah, the whole concept is everyone's friends at the beginning, and then they all fuck each other in the end, and one of them survives, telling the
took my
fucking narration.
cocaine or
You
you
know,
took
telling the
my
narration.
stuff.
oh, you know,
Still,
Bobby
like-
was always a good guy, you know, but in the end, it just didn't work out. You know, 50 years later, you know, I married his wife and now we're living good and, you know, end of story.
I mean,
You know,
it's
it's
just,
just-
they're talking about
same
comic
old
heroes,
shit.
like you know, maybe just because they have the same characters. Like every Scorsese has the same like 3 gangsters in it. Like there's only 3 or 4 of them that we use in every one. It's like
De Niro,
De Niro,
Pesci,
Pacino,
and
Pesci.
Pacino and
Pacino.
Pesci. That's it, man.
That's like it. That's it.
That's it.
It's a trio.
That's it.
That's your
Yeah,
circle of gangsters.
But I love you know, beyond belief those actors. Don't get me wrong. It's just you know, I just don't like everyone, I guess, like bashing, you know, like superhero movies or whatnot, you know, because it's all up to interpretation. You know, it's what we like, you know, and it just so happens that we're in an age where, you know what, superheroes is something that we need. It's something that we love. And they're doing a good job at, you know, making these superhero movies and creating these really good stories. What's not to like? You know, it's you know, like Speedy said, it's cash grab, but because the formula is working, you know, so you can't hate the formula if it's working. And like he said, all that nostalgia, all that retro. I mean, dude, you know, we grew up, you know, with wanting to buy those action figures, to having like, you know, Superman, Batman, you know, and creating, you know, our own little, you know, worlds of, you know, oh, you're the bad guy and blah blah blah. You know, it was like really cool. And now we get to see it in real life, and now we get to see them on the big screen. You know, what's not to love? You know,
Noob with his action figures and his.
no, sir, you did not see me playing with my dolls.
Bro, exactly what I was thinking about in my mind.
I know.
I mean, like, and honestly, like we talk about, like, you know, the Greek story, like the how they go and like how mythology and everything. Like it's the exact same shit. Like every movie you watch, you know, like you have some character overcoming something and, you know, having some power just because it's more supernatural, or, you know, a spider bites you maybe to give you your power. It isn't been her, you know, like have your hair and, you know, I don't understand it, like how they want to classify that as more, you know, of the art than something like this.
I don't hear anybody bashing Tim Burton movies, you know, and but
Except for those Batman ones.
Really, really,
Mr. Freeze.
You're hurting noob. No,
that's Joel Schumacher.
Oh, okay.
That's not.
Okay, well, then,
you better correct yourself, sir.
I take that back then.
That was Joel Schumacher, and damn that guy. Damn that guy, man, for giving me those bat nipples.
He wanted that McDonald's money, man.
Was that the Clooney Batman?
Yes.
Yeah, he was the worst
put that
one.
in his contract. No,
they wanted that.
It was like
the Pattison will
what
be.
It was
that McDonald's money. We got it, man.
Yeah,
we got.
That's
we got our worth.
what they made it kid friendly so that they could sell toys. They didn't want to do Tim Burton's version. That's why they didn't sell toys with that.
Well, I heard Tim Burton didn't do his version because Michael Keaton didn't want to play Batman anymore.
Right.
So he was like, I'm not going to be a part of it. And but that's, you know, what's so funny. That's one of the things I love best about good directors. And I'm not saying just because you're a bad director, but they have that principle where they feel they know what works and they're only going to stick with that formula. For instance, that's why Tim Burton only uses Johnny Depp in a lot of his movies because he knows his vision.
He knows what he knows
exactly. He knows his vision. He knows that they both share that interest, and Johnny Depp brings to life his vision and knows. Yeah, man. So I mean,
I totally understand it. Like they came to me for the Batman, but like the costume was too tight in the crotch, and they're like, "We can't make it bigger. We gotta sell stuff." And I'm like,
"You're looking there.
It's got to
be
like
any
4
bigger,
times.
It looked like a belt.
It had to be 4 times. It had to be
like
4 times there. They're like, "What are you carrying in there?" And I'm like, "Juice nuggets, juice nuggets." Straight up.
They like hit
the patty
bat armor. They hit the bat armor, and it sounded rough, but juicy.
It's like,
oh, don't want to hear that.
Like kick him in the nuts again.
So tell me this, noob, is Robert Pattinson in your top 5 movies?
No. So speaking of top 5 movies, no, he's not.
No
Not in my
Twilight?
top 5 movies. No, no Twilight. But thank you for asking though. So let's get into that top 5 really quick, and we'll go through some of the movies that I picked for this Halloween episode. So my first top 5 is Nosferatu,
The old
and
school one?
it is the old school. I believe it's a 1954 black and white version,
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
that is my 5. The reason why I chose that one is because it's a silent movie, and it's just so creative, and it was just so well done. And it's not like your, Bela Lugosi, traditional, horror type Dracula or anything like this. I think Nosferatu was way ahead of its time, and I think that was one of the reasons why it had so much attention. And I truly loved it. I truly like that movie. So my top 4 is I Saw the Devil. It's a Korean-based horror movie. So, and I think it's still available on Netflix. You can check it out. But I chose that one as my number 4 because it had a gripping story. What makes it so horrific is not like horror in general or gore, but like Korean movies, when it comes to horror, have a totally different threshold than America. Their visuals are completely stunning, and they don't stop. So whenever you per se, let's see, like someone getting like bludgeoned or something, horrific happens, like it goes through the full motion, and it's like not stopping. And
like to
it
see
puts
it.
that, yeah, and it puts that fear just because you're like, geez, like they're not stopping. So it's like this psychological type horror essence that brings, that you get from the film. And if you've never seen I Saw the Devil, you should definitely check it out. It's a stunning experience, man. That movie's crazy. Number 3 is The Shining. Shining, I find is just a
About to get
classic.
sued?
The Shining is just a good. Jeez, what? About to get sued. I mean, what?
Oh, I broke them.
Safe word. Safe word. Juice nuggets. Juice nuggets.
Juice
It's
nuggets.
my safe words. Clip that.
Oh my goodness.
So the whole thing with The Shining, man, it's Jack Nicholson at his finest, and I honestly put it as my top 3 because, my wife and I went to Colorado, and we went to the Stanley Hotel, which was the inspiration for The Shining that Stephen King brought.
That's cool.
Had. So and I could literally feel what you would feel in the movie because the hallways were just super long and had that eerie feeling, and it was vintage and old, and it just had that timeless feeling, man. Like it literally brought you back. As soon as you walked outside, it was like 2020. As soon as you went inside, it was like 1950s, man, all over. And it was just an amazing feeling. So I had to put that as number 3. I mean, the story, the scariness, I mean, in The Shining, it echoes through generations, and it's just such a good film. My number 2. So this one I had a tough time with. My number 2.
There's only
I'm gonna go.
5.
I know. So
He had a tough
my
time with all his number 2s.
so here's what I did. I chose The Nightmare
Get it?
Before Christmas
Number 2.
and The Changeling,
So
but
he's in
I'm
there
gonna
for 20
stick.
minutes.
I'm gonna stick with the solid decision of The Changeling. Now, because of the fact that The Changeling is a true horror movie, but it's an older horror movie. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen this movie, but it's a story about this guy who's he's a book writer, and he goes to this house that he ends up purchasing and stays in it, for inspiration. He's like trying to write this book, but as he's writing this book, like all these strange things starts happening, and he starts seeing like these visions of like a boy. There's like a wheelchair, and you don't really know exactly what's going on, but pieces start to fit together on how this boy died, and he basically gets drawn into uncovering what really happened in that house. Yes, I don't want to give it away because if anybody, if anyone's
I don't think I've seen it, so I might
never seen it.
have to pick that one up.
it is a really good. It's stayed with me for years, man. I saw this with my pops.
Hey,
and it
so
was just
I got
such
a
good movie.
question. Where was this movie when you were recommending some of your other movies for me to watch?
Ooh.
Like Prison Cell Block 99, whatever the hell that was.
You didn't find that as a horror movie? It was horrifically done,
It
bro.
was a horrific waste of my time.
Exactly.
Wow.
It was the best horror movie of your life.
I don't even know how they got Vince Vaughn.
All
He
the
must
stuff
have been
that you're-
drunk when he agreed to do that movie.
Dude, yeah. Check that movie out. And my number one horror movie of all time is The Crow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is it a
just
horror movie? Or is it Halloween?
I wouldn't
it's
call
Halloween.
it a horror.
It's
but I would,
it's
yeah.
not horror, but Halloween.
I love that
Halloween. I mean, let's be real. I mean, I'm just a diehard, Brandon Lee fan. I've always have been. Rest in peace. The Crow adaptation, the whole story and the whole essence behind The Crow itself, I think, is truly meaningful. And I think the movie, being such an underrated type movie, no one really, wanted to do the comic book when it came out. It was picked up by Kitchen Press, which was like, it's just some, they're small, production company or publishing company. So that movie has come a long way, and Brandon Lee did it justice, to James O'Barr's vision, and it was just such a damn good movie, man. Crow
I'm
is
glad-
just epic.
I love that movie. We watched it growing up, and then
We went to the theaters
specifically with you a lot.
Yeah.
But I also enjoyed that they were able to finish it.
Yes.
With what they had left for him. For
Yes.
those that don't know, that he
Yeah.
passed away during the filming of the movie
Yeah.
through an accident. But or was it an accident?
Well, it's funny we talk about this, but actually his accident is why there are a lot of gun regulations on movie sets. So it's a tragic and eye-opening type thing that happened to Brandon Lee, but by the same token, it's very surprising on how much production got away with, right? I mean, there wasn't a lot of
why have
testing.
live
There wasn't a lot of
bullets? Why?
safety testing. Well, it wasn't a live bullet, bro.
Oh,
it was a no, because what they did was in movies back then, they separated the primer, the back primer from the tip, right? So they would split the bullets in half, and you would get an effect. So you would get either the bang effect, or it would be the visual impact effect. It was like, with the whole blood and that sorry, dang it. The whole blood kind of thing. But it was like the whole effect use. Well, what happened was a piece of the bullet was still in there. So when they put the prop side, it triggered it and was actually basically just like a bent up shell that ended. So they said if it had been a regular bullet, full bullet, his chances would have been better as opposed to just having that metal, right? Okay. That tore through him. Because when it hit him, it got lodged into his spine from the front. So it was just, it was horrific, man. But like I said, because of that, now there are tons of safety regulations, so that way it doesn't happen to anybody else. So like I said, in tragic, safety regulations have been put in place. Thank God. But that just goes to show you, man, back then there wasn't a lot of safety shit going on, bro. Like, kind of scary and weird.
People fly fast when they're trying to get stuff done, and you don't understand what the risk is until
it happens.
Till shit goes bad, and then you're like,
that's true.
Let's do it. So.
That's true, man. So yeah, man. So those are my top 5 for the horror. We got the top 5 gaming. So we'll be excited to hear what Bella has to say next episode. But on the deck right now, we also have Disney has a brand new movie dropping December 25th. Bella, you were talking about this, man. What is this?
So for Soul, that was up in the air if it was going to come out in theaters, just like every other movie. Disney decided to go ahead and just release it on Disney Plus, but
so they're not doing the Premiere Access deal like Mulan.
Not Premiere Access. Nope, it's just going to be coming out for everybody on Disney Plus. So you have to have the subscription, and then you'll be able to watch it on December 25th on Christmas. So.
It looks like a good feel-good movie kind of for Christmas too. So
if you feel like crying to an animated movie.
I mean, all of them have been tear jerkers as of late.
Yeah, man. Where have you been? Where's your soul?
Homeward Bound has had me what was it? Homeward Bound? It was Onward or whatever. It was
oh my gosh, yeah, Onward, bro. God,
dude, that one had me at the end. I was like, ugh.
Right here in the throat, bro. I was like, is it hard? God, what?
His brother was like in that.
You guys are so emotional.
God, man.
I don't want to be there. I don't want to be in the living rooms with y'all watching this movie.
How are you detached?
How are
from
you
your
so
soul?
dead inside?
Yeah.
How are you dead inside?
How do you not cry?
Show some emotion.
Jesus.
That's because I'm Vulcan.
I'm a crying machine.
You're Vulcan.
God.
No emotions.
Standard
All
Star
logic.
Trek
It's all
answer.
logic.
Logic. It's meaningful. God.
So
mean,
it looks like to me, like from the trailer, we'll drop it in here. You'll see it down in a little box a little bit. We'll cut it out
Almost
because we
cried
don't,
from the trailer.
We don't want Disney coming at us with their money.
Yeah, but
Disney
it
coming at us
does
with
really.
their money.
They want. Yeah, they
Does
want
really
that money
look
from
like a
our
good-
20 subscribers.
Yeah. Oh,
Be
we
like,
got two
"Take it from
more.
them. Take it from them.
Sweet.
I'm gonna get one more today.
So
it looks
that one
good.
looks like
we'll
a-
be excited.
Really good feel good movie. We also got in the DC side of things, Bello. This is your stage right here,
I
man.
know, but it's
DC
just-
speaks to you.
But
What
it's
do we
more
got?
bad news, man. It's more stuff just getting pushed on.
Well, it's not my
over
fault.
edge.
You're not a Marvel fan. I mean, let's go.
Well, there's nothing Marvel movie coming out, and even all the Marvel stuff like Black Widow got pushed back.
Yeah,
You know?
that's. I think everything. I think this is sadly going to be what the news is for kind of the foreseeable future because no one wants to not make money on stuff. But
No.
Well, I
because
mean,
they
I
want
think
that theatrical
they
release money.
I mean, they have the ability to make money. They just want to make all the money.
honestly, I'm not sure because like Regal Cinema just released. I don't know.
They're going bankrupt.
Yeah, they're going bankrupt to begin with. Like, I mean, I worked for that company when I was young in high school, and they were working on the edge to begin with, barely paying their employees to begin with. And
Where's my money?
that's why I was eating that popcorn and cheese. I'd be like, "Don't tell me don't put no cheese on this. Eat it." And,
Oh yeah, that's when you brought me in there to go see.
Yeah.
No, that's when
profit, man.
that's when Speedy brought me in to go see
Drink.
Saving Private Ryan. He was like,
All
"Dude,
that
other
stuff.
people are getting together. Just come, and we'll get in and watch it." And I was like,
Wow.
"All right." Do you remember I got up
Well,
super
I'm
early, bro? It was like the
popular.
first.
I was
It was
a
like the
popular
first
person.
showing.
They're like, "Yo, homie, I'm gonna sign you in."
Yeah.
Well,
Here's some
going
of
with
that
this DC
Regal.
bad news, the
What do we got?
Flash movie is getting pushed out.
Yeah.
They're looking at November 4th, 2022. Some news with that possible Wonder Woman appearance in that. Apparently, that may fix some of the plot holes in the 1984, which we still haven't seen because that got pushed out. Because everybody's wondering, like, how the hell is Steve Trevor? Like,
How
did
does
come
he
back?
fit in there?
And then you think about like her, her outfit, her armor. Like, how is it all cleaned up? If it
It's
was,
sexy.
but beforehand she was all in the war and everything. So
They don't have polishing cream. What are you talking about?
polishing cream. Yeah, but in the
Have you ever buffed
I mean, they
something
had
out?
But in
cola. They
Batman
had
versus-
cola back then.
but in Batman
Yo,
versus
dip that
Superman,
armor in
it was
cola.
all.
They got baking soda. They can
Oh my god!
I mean,
polish
come
that bad
on.
boy out.
Just-
I'll do it.
I need a fourth here to help defend
Give me-
DC and
give me-
Batman and
give
We're
me
Star
all
taking
the
Trek.
applications now for a fourth to help Bello out. If you guys know anybody,
Seriously,
please send us your
I
emails.
get so attacked, man, from all of this stuff. Well, they're as
Interviews.
as far as that they last know, it's supposed to be for a theatrical release also on
Mhm.
December
Ooh.
25th. But rumor is that it's going to be theatrical and on demand. But again, that's still.
And what are your thoughts on that, man? Like, I mean, what do you honestly? What do you think?
What was the
How do you
what
feel
was the
about
last
it?
what was the last movie that they did about that? I can't remember. There was a movie. Wasn't
What are you
I
talking
don't know.
about?
What do you
where
mean?
Where they did a theatrical and they did the
Oh, and
online.
a digital release too
Like they
at the
did
same
it the
time.
same
Ooh.
day.
Oh,
It wasn't
Was it
Tenet because Tenet.
I thought it was going to
No.
say Tenet. No, it
They were,
wasn't.
they were thinking they're going to do Tenet, but Tenet still.
No,
Then
Warner
Then have
Bros.
they?
No,
I don't know.
I don't think.
I think it's. I mean,
the only ones I've ever seen do that, and I'm trying to think of it, are like artsy fartsy movies that are like,
Yeah.
like in select theaters, and it's like
but I
one.
think that they were
in
really
your-
thinking about it just because they're trying to they're trying to get.
Are they
that
trying to find the
theatrical-
Peanut Butter
market?
Falcon.
Well, it's not that it's. I mean, the market's out there. I mean, but the thing is that they were trying to pull people into the theaters, but then you have movie theaters that are closing.
Shuttering, yeah.
Yeah, they're closing. So, are they need to. They're trying to find their money somewhere.
So I mean, but is not the best way. I mean, okay. Let me ask you guys this: Trolls, the world tour,
That was a
made.
kid movie.
Oh, okay, but
But kids, you can absorb that up. That's why, like, they're releasing Souls. You know,
Okay,
'cause
but I
kids
mean,
like, oh,
but I
it's
mean,
an animated film. Like,
yeah, but I mean this is Wonder Woman though. I mean, Wonder Woman
Right,
not only
you're
speaks to kids, it speaks to us as adults. Why? Because we grew up with it. So to me, your audience
I
would be
would
that
say,
much
but
more
okay,
bigger.
but that's the kid in your chest there. That's not the kid like,
But-
you know.
I don't
That's
know what-
like that's like
But
not
we
like,
all we all have that kid in us still, right? I mean, like,
right.
you know,
But there's just not
so
enough. I just really think that, you know, when you're talking about like a kid market, the cartoons are gonna sell because they're kids. That's all they want to do. That's all they've been doing for the past
Right, right,
6,
right.
7, 8 months now. Now that we're, you know, the year of the COVID,
Okay.
and so, you know, if they do both, I think that would
Damn
be
China.
great. Yeah. Oh, don't go there. Don't go there. Walk away. So, but in other
You sound like
DC
my
news,
10-year-old.
just,
I'm like, you need to stop saying that.
yeah, you just stop saying that.
China.
Just
I'm like,
just
stop.
trying to get. We're gonna
I'm
lose.
just kidding.
You're
I'm
gonna
just
lose
kidding.
You're gonna lose the 2 subscribers that are here for you.
Wuhan, watch out. Watch your back, Wuhan.
We're coming for you.
We're coming
Oh
for
my
you.
god.
Don't let me catch you in a dark alley by yourself.
Well, talking about other back alleys in this DC news, the
Whoa.
Batman,
That's a back
Batman
door.
got pushed back even further.
I'd be happy if it got
August
pushed
4th,
back to
2022.
never.
They're not looking for your money.
I'll be happy if it got pushed back to never.
Never.
So sassy.
I don't want to see this skinny Pattison. Pattison.
Oh my god! Don't
What were
get
you-
on Noob
What
route
were you
out
saying,
there
Noob? What were you saying, Noob, earlier? What did you say about him earlier?
about Twilight.
Yeah, that he was glistening? No.
Oh yeah.
No. What happened? What, they had to shut down production because of what?
Well, no, there was a rumor that they had to shut down production for a day, not because he had COVID, because that had happened beforehand, but the fact that he's just not strong enough to do some of the stunts and scenes, and he was a little tired, I guess, that day. Just
He was tuckered out.
he was tuckered out.
He was tuckered.
He didn't
Pattison
have,
was
you know.
tuckered.
So we did talk about this, and as much as I think he's a
Batman
decent
and
actor,
Tuckered.
I honestly
Now he's down to a
feeling-
decent actor to you, man.
But he's a good actor. But let's
Oh,
be real though. I mean,
bring it
if
up
you're
a
an
notch.
actor,
Bring it up
if
a
you're
notch.
an actor that's causing this much trouble and you're not meeting the demand, right? It's time to move on. You know, I mean, here's the deal. You're just wasting money at that point, you know?
They've already
plus from
wasted
what-
a lot of money.
And plus, from what we read, was that, and this was prior back, so I don't know if Pattinson's, has changed or whatnot, but he
needs the
didn't want
juice
to work out.
nuggets.
So they asked him, that you need to beef up, for the role. This is Batman, there's not been a skinny Batman, and you need to beef up for the role. And he
He's
was
not
like,
that
I
skinny.
think he's skinny, bro. He's calm down. He's skinny. And they're like, you know what? Reminds me when you
Thicker
just
than
said
his
that.
own bicep.
Those people that are so skinny they have muscle, but it's really not muscle. It's just that's how skinny they are.
It's bone
that's-
getting pressed
that's what-
against muscle.
That's what your comment reminding me of right now. Like, he's not skinny. Yeah, he is, bro. So my thing is I personally just feel like if it's this much trouble, to bring this forward, there's probably plenty of, again, really good actors willing, to play the role.
So who could you think of? Right off the bat, who could you think of?
You know who I think of? Fucking who's the guy who played his partner in Twilight? The Hispanic guy, the big dude who he was the wolf guy.
The wolf guy.
Yes, yeah. I don't know his name, but you know who I'm talking about, right? It was his
Why
other.
does it have to be Twilight?
Well, you said that's a guy. I don't know any of the movies he's been in.
I
But
said,
you know who I'm talking about.
General. I said it.
But I'm
Taylor
just saying,
something.
I know.
The wolf guy.
There you go. Yes. Fucking pick him, bro. Pick
Oh.
that guy.
Look, I totally get like, hey,
I
you want
wouldn't
to
want
bring
a
your own
no-name
flavor
actor.
flavor to Batman, but like, look, you got to get into this role, and this role is not you not wanting to work out, kind of like. Can you imagine, like, if they went to, like, Russell Crowe and be like, hey, dude, you're going to be this gladiator, you're going to be badass, you're going to do this, and he's like, I think I think a gladiator doesn't have to work at like he could fight
Oh my
and
God.
he could use
Oh,
his
why does he have to
mind.
fight?
He could use his
Why does he have to
mind.
fight?
In
What is-
mind. And instead of kicking that guy into this hole, just because I don't have the leg muscle to do it, what if I tripped him?
Wow.
What if I tripped them? Let's use our minds, guys.
Well, he needs to.
Let's
He
use
needs
our
to get on.
minds.
He needs to get with the Rock. That's going to be playing Black Adam. That's Black Adam's been taken off the schedule. It's not even pushed back. It's just off the schedule now.
I think we're gonna see this, and like my only worry is that if they haven't started production on it, they're just gonna like axe these things as they get closer because they're gonna.
But here's my thing.
moolah.
Let me ask you another question. So with all these movies getting pushed back, right, because they're weighing their options on whether or not they're going to release them in theaters or go to streaming, is that in itself not hurting the amount of money, right? Because I feel like
yeah.
there's this precipice amount of money. So let's just say you release it on this day, you're guaranteed $1 million, right? Because this is like at the height of when we're talking about it. We've amped up everybody. This is the peak of everyone's amp. You don't release it at that time, your fucking value just continues to drop. So to me, I'm thinking, well, we need to release this shit like ASAP on something to get something, because if they don't, they're not going to get anything.
They're waiting too
So
long by this point.
so what would you guys do? How would you release your movie? Like, what would you do if you were in this scenario? Let's say you had Wonder Woman 84 right
I
now,
would release 84.
and you were in charge.
I would. Too.
How would you?
84? You
But
gotta
how
keep
would
the
you
name
release
out
it?
there.
I mean,
Right.
like, look.
Do
They're not,
theaters and do on demand.
they're fighting
simple
like
that.
Okay.
Warner's been fighting with everyone, like with Tenet, like they still haven't released it digitally, right? So they're still like, how long is it going to stay at the theaters? Like, no one. I won't say no one. There is a large sector of the population that's still not going to go to these movie theaters. I don't want to be sitting next to anyone that I don't fucking know who'll be coughing and like I don't know if it's allergies or he's just blowing Corona because he's one of those guys that got a hole cut in his mask because he can't breathe through a mask. And I'm not gonna go. I'd rather
I
watch
got
it
a
at home.
doctor's excuse.
God, he's like, I get anxiety.
Oh my god.
Anxiety. I'm like,
So
come
that's
on.
true.
And like they're holding up all these movies, and at a certain point, Noob's absolutely right, man. You're gonna lose interest, and it's just gonna be like one after the other. So like right now, we don't have anything. Drop
They need to
it.
trickle in something. Yeah.
Drop it.
Yeah.
So we
They're
can
just-
watch something. We can pay for it. And,
Yeah.
And like
'cause you would
enjoy
have
it.
plenty of people
Watch-
paying
I-
for it.
Dude,
They're
I feel if
fighting
they
a
were to
system that is coming.
Yeah, I feel in all honesty, if they were to drop that movie today at $14.99, it would make a killing. I shit you not. Now, you're not going to be getting theatrical money. I promise
Right.
you that. But you're going to get a damn good taste. And this right here may be a really good eye-opening to show them exactly what a AAA movie is worth on streaming, on demand, and let them gauge, the priority of such movies in the future. Would be ideal. But the problem is they're so scared to test, right? They're so scared to test. They don't know what it's going to be like. So no one wants to be the guinea pig. No one wants to
Yep.
try it out. And if you're
Yeah.
not careful, you're not going to make anything.
And at
Because
this
you're
point,
right,
they're all
man.
just waiting too long.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, dude, I want to see Maverick, Top Gun so bad. I don't know if that's going to happen till next year,
Ghostbusters,
Ghostbusters.
See,
Gosh,
that's
man.
what I would rather
right?
watch.
Like we forgot about it,
Yes.
right?
Dude, I
God,
did
yes,
forget
dude.
about it.
Right?
And it
God.
looked really good. It looked
Yes.
the whole
Dude,
reboot of that looks amazing. I totally forgot about that one.
Dude, seeing the Ecto One bat blast through the garage and just
Mhm.
fucking going through that open field, dude, tell me that did not fucking get your.
By the time we watch it, that kid's gonna be like 90.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's gonna be like my uncle. Oh, dude, that was like 20 years ago, man. Where were
Dude,
you?
the kid in that movie is gonna be like, wait, did I make that movie? Fuck, I did. I mean, like, Jesus, man, like, just
Mm-mm.
yeah, man. Theaters, yeah. These companies, man, really, really, really need to fucking start releasing some shit.
And then
So
what
the
we
last
got
thing
last year?
The last thing we got is The Boys season 3. So this has been.
Just a
We're all
teaser.
big fans of the show The Boys, and with season 3, we have Jensen Ackles is apparently going to be one of the new villains in season 3, and he's
He's
going
a
to be
hero.
worse. And he's going to be a hero. He's going to be a soup, and he's going to be worse than Homelander. And he's going to be Soldier Boy. I think is his Soldier Boy. Dude, all I can think of when I hear that is that song. Don't.
We're gonna get demonetized.
Right.
Call me on the cell phone. I don't know the name of the song.
I don't know what you guys.
Oh, don't lie.
I don't know.
I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Palo knows. Palo's got it on
idea.
his running mix.
Yeah, he's got on it. No. He's got on his baking mix. I know when he bakes.
Superman.
That Grande Bakery.
Super Ho.
Super Ho.
I know he's definitely got it on there. So, I think this is definitely something promising that's going to keep the show interesting. And I was actually waiting to see what was going to happen because, in all honesty, each episode keeps trumping the last episode. And yes, and I'm like, dude, how can this just keep getting like more crazy and more better? Because it does. And with this news, this is going to be some good icing.
I want to see what direction they're going with him.
I want to see. Yeah. I'm really curious, man. But tell me. Talk to me, Pello.
I don't know.
Pello.
I think. Go ahead.
I watched the last episode. I don't know about the two of you. So
I did watch the last episode.
So
I don't watch it on Plex because it's down all the time.
Wow. No, it's what I denied. Denied.
Oh, Mac filter. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I filtered out your IP.
Got it. Now it makes sense. Now
Top rope, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I think you can see where at least like the first episode's gonna go because of the whole, and spoiler warning, the whole Nazi thing and Stormfront.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to bring somebody old and wholesome, like kind of like a Captain America.
Okay.
Right? Kind of like a Captain America. And so they're going to bring him back in that way, that he's a wholesome hero. And, but where are they going to go from there? Because you're still talking about.
And you're talking about Soldier Boy
Soldier Boy.
Okay.
Right. You're bringing him, you're thinking of Soldier Boy kind of like Captain America, where he's coming up as like an all-American hero, and that's their anti-Nazi, and
but if they're saying already that he's going to be worse than Homelander,
that's a twist. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where they're going to go, how they're going to do that. That's going to be the fun part.
Man, that's going to be extremely crazy because I think Homelander is fucked up. Like just some of the stuff he does, bro. I am like,
you hit him with that milk?
Mommy issues.
Who drinks milk like that?
That's
oh my god.
Who drinks milk like that?
That's a very he's got mommy issues there. Bad.
I think Amazon has found a gold mine. Hopefully they advance it and the story doesn't just implode on itself. But this is completely different from what they've been doing, like The Handmaid's Tale, or I don't even know if that's Hulu or what, that type of TV production that they've been doing like this. I'm always interested in just seeing how crazy it's going to be, so I can talk to someone else about holy shit, did you see what they just did?
Seriously.
Yeah. You talk about I think now that these streaming services are really coming into themselves, they're going to the level you could not go on television.
Right. Exactly.
So it's just I imagine the writers are just in the room just chilling.
Can we do this? They're
what if we did this? Let's throw a dart at this wall of ideas. We're all right, he's gonna do this now. Okay, we can make it work. Let's do it.
All of them before were so chained down, due to restrictions on television shows, or you can't put that until after 11 o'clock at night, stuff like that. And they're like, well, we want to do this, and they're like, okay, and they're like, really? Shit, and they're just
true, man. True.
And they've just been topping on top of that.
It's true.
And so we're excited. I know hopefully you guys are excited out there. I think we finally made it to another end of the show. Good content. Would you little juice nuggets?
Lots of juice nuggets.
Oh God.
I think Palo
family order here.
Just
they're like, can I get the 20 piece? Or no, you just got the 100 piece.
Oh my God.
A juicy nugget.
It's raining juice nuggets here.
So if you guys haven't had a chance to smash that like button, hit the subscribe. We're looking at you, man. Whoever's watching this, we're looking at you.
Come on, guys. Don't be afraid. Hit that button.
Hello needs to make more cookies.
Down.
Halo needs to make more cookies.
Yeah.
We need to feed.
Chonky.
We need chunky. So thank you guys. We're gonna be out. See you next time.
Peace, guys. Come on, guys, hit it, Jesus.